We're over halfway through August, and somehow this month has gotten away from me much the same as the rest of this year has just flown past. It's been almost 6 months since The Hunted was published. The second book in the Phoenix series is with the editor now, having its final round of edits, and I'm waiting for it to come back, and I'm working on book 3, and I'm still working my 9-to-5 job. And I've been filming a lot of videos recently that you'll see in the coming weeks. And one of them recently was about how to write with trauma and how to understand that trauma affects someone's entire life, how it affects their choices, and how it can impact your characters as part of their character arc. And if ever I needed proof that this was true, I've had one of those weeks where the sleeping bear of my trauma got a good little poke this week, so that was fun. But I also went to my local library. I don't know why it took me so long to go there. I used to go there all the time as a kid, but I thought for some reason that it had moved and that I had no idea where it was, but it's exactly where it always was. And I also hit the shops and bought a few new books. So this is my haul. This is my haul of books that I walked away with from the library and from the shops, which I am very excited to maybe get through. One of the books I got at the boutique bookstore that's near me, and I love going to that bookstore because even though it's a little bit more expensive than some of the like Big W, Kmart, Target type shops, it just has different books and it's got a wonderful feel, and I love to support local bookstores. But I actually bought a book that I'm listening to on Audiobook, which is Into the Wild by John Krakauer. I just continually butcher that name, but and you can't really see because the light is reflective off this book, but it's the most beautiful cover I reckon I've ever seen. I saw it and went, "Ooh, I'm going to buy that." But yeah, I don't normally buy books that I actually am listening to on audiobook, but there was a passage in it that I thought was really beautiful, and it kind of sums up the entire book, and it was, where is it? So many people live within unhappy circumstances and yet will not take the initiative to change their situation because they're conditioned to live a life of security, conformity, and conservatism, all of which may appear to give one peace of mind, but in reality, nothing is more damaging to the adventurous spirit within a man than a secure future. And I really loved that quote. It kind of sums up the idea of this book for me, and Chris McCandless, who this story is about, was clearly also very naive and idealistic, but he's not wrong. There's something beautiful about that, and I respect the pursuit of something other than the normal, because it's not as if all those people who are crammed on the train during peak hour make normal look all that much fun anyway. I'm a bit over halfway through the audiobook, and I'll definitely be doing a review for this book, but so far I am enjoying it, but there is definitely also elements of a young man who is, like I said, very naive and idealistic. I also started reading this one, which is one of the library books I picked up, so sorry about the reflection of it, but it's the Book of Daniel. So it's about Daniel Johns, who is was the lead singer of Silverchair, which is an Australian band which have since broken up, which is very sad. I'm only a few chapters in so far, and I mean, so far it's just a fairly standard biography. You're looking at the early years and the establishment of Silverchair and the beginnings of the creative mind of Daniel Johns being seen by other people. The reason I want to read this book is because I love Silverchair. I love them. And the sort of opening moments of Israel's Son, that bass line, is my favorite moment in Australian music and possibly all music. And one of their last songs, Straight Lines, is like my jam. I loved that song. I drove my friends insane by listening to that song and singing that song like a ridiculous amount when it came out, which I've done with many other songs, except this time I did it frequently drunk. But Daniel Johns is who I think of when someone says tortured artist. He is who I think of when someone says creative genius. This man is so creative and eccentric and clearly a soul that knows a lot of pain. So I'm very interested to see how this book turns out. So these two are the books I'm going to be reading this month, and hopefully I'll get through them before the end of the month. Then I was thinking I might go to The Color Purple next, because I've never read it but heard amazing things about it. But there are so many other options like The Green Mile, Margaret Atwood, and lots of other options. So let me know below in the comments what you think I should read next and what you're reading, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.